Did you know the Maori name for New Zealand means land of long white cloud? Did you also know that you are required to apply for an electronic travel authority before departure? Hi, I'm Joey, and in this short video, I'll be sharing with you essential tips for your upcoming holiday to this beautiful country. First, let's start at the airport. I'm now in one of the many airports in New Zealand. In New Zealand, there are international and domestic airports. Before we start on our journey, here are some very important information I have to share with all of you. An NZETA is required for you to enter New Zealand. The NZETA can be applied through a website or phone app, and it has to be applied 72 hours before your departure. Though most of the food are allowed in New Zealand, all food has to be declared, even your cup noodles. The food that are mainly prohibited are fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh meat or fish, and honey and bee products. You'll be given a declaration form to fill on board the flight. If you are planning to bring in cigarettes, do note that the duty-free limit is 50 sticks. Otherwise, kindly declare accordingly and the officer will advise the tax payable. For most domestic flights, self-check-in is required. If you're unsure, please approach your tour leader or airline representative for assistance. In most situations, you'll be accompanied by your tour leader. However, if you do not have a tour leader, do not worry because you will be greeted by your friendly coach captain.
You're right.
According to local regulations, all passengers must fasten their seatbelts and there is strictly no eating and drinking allowed on board the coach. As a good practice, each passenger is only entitled to one seat. The travelling hours in New Zealand can be quite long. As such, you may wish to prepare medication in case you have motion sickness. Coaching is part of the experience in New Zealand, so try to stay awake as much as possible as I'm sure that you would not want to miss the stunning view on the way. We have come to my favorite time of the trip, which is shopping! So before you go for shopping, there are a few things to take note of. Number one is to have New Zealand dollars with you because that's the currency used here in New Zealand. Number two is to change your currency in Singapore because the rate is better. And lastly, do not forget to bring a recycling bag like this one because New Zealand doesn't really give plastic bags for free and they are very environmentally friendly. Some things to buy when you're in New Zealand are Maori handicraft, green stones, chocolates, stuffed toy, fruits, Manuka honey and health products, and of course, lots of souvenirs. To purchase tax-free items, you have to visit a duty-free shop. There is no tax refund in New Zealand. Now let me share with you what clothing to prepare in New Zealand. Because New Zealand is on the southern hemisphere, December to February is actually their summer season and June to August is their winter season. But because the weather here is so unpredictable, the difference in temperature can be more than 20 degrees from day to night. So we strongly recommend you to check on the weather forecast a few days before your departure. During winter, long john and sweaters, winter jacket and boots are recommended. Don't forget about your gloves and scarves. For spring and autumn, do bring along sweaters, jackets and covered shoes as the temperature fluctuates drastically during these seasons. Though light clothing are recommended in summer, you're advised to have a sweater or jacket with you as it can still get quite cold at night, especially in South Island. The climate in New Zealand can get really dry, so always bring a lot of lip gloss and moisturizer and always remember to drink lots and lots of water. Because of the climate, some hotels in the small towns do not have air conditioning in the room. Come, let me bring you to the hotel. Finally, I've arrived in the room. Let me just show you around the room. Firstly, we actually have this heating and air conditioning system which you can use to adjust for different seasons of the year. Now we also have tea and coffee in every hotel in New Zealand and the best part is they're complimentary. So all rooms in New Zealand actually provide boilers or kettles which you can use to boil water. However, did you know that New Zealand water is actually safe for drinking? So I'm sure all of you have a lot of electrical appliances to charge during your holiday, so do I. So let's just take a look at the socket right here. It's a 2 slanted pin, so it's good to bring along an adapter like this. And just put it in and you're good to go. Oh! Yes, hairdryer is provided in all hotel rooms. Other basic amenities we have are body gel, shampoo, conditioner and body lotion. And if you're someone who is used to wearing bedroom slippers in a room, you may wish to bring one of these yourself because some of the hotels may not have it. Okay, I have to get ready now, so please. Oh, before I forget, it's prohibited to smoke in all hotel rooms. If you have been found to have smoked in your room, you will be charged with a very heavy fine. Alright, good night! In small towns and cities, there may be hotels like this one that does not have lift access. As such, you may wish to pack an overnight bag like this one, and you can pack everything you need for the night. As to when you need this bag, your tour leader will let you know at least one day before you check in. Alright, it's time to check out! Unlike Asian countries, most hotels in New Zealand does not have allocated area for us to store our luggage. As such, it's recommended for you to take a breakfast first, go back to your room to pick up your luggage and then meet us at the lobby to check out. If you need porter service, just let the receptionist know, and the tipping guideline for that will usually be around $1 or $2 New Zealand dollars. So how do you check out? Just pass the key to the receptionist and let him or her know if you have used the minibar. Once you have met up with your coach captain, pass your luggage to him and he'll be more than happy to assist. Depending on your tour program, there will be different optional tours offered during your trip to enhance your overall tour experience. However, do note that these tours will be weather dependent and your tour leader will advise if these tours can be conducted. Do let your tour leader know as soon as possible if you would like to join these tours, and he or she will make the necessary arrangements. There are casinos in big cities like Auckland and Christchurch. To get to the casino, you can book a taxi or book a transportation through a phone app. Before you come to the casino, there are a few things to note. You have to be of minimum age of 20 years old, and you have to bring an ID which is in English so that they can verify your age. Lastly, the dress code for the casino is smart casual and avoid wearing ripped jeans. Some meals are not covered in your itinerary, and you will have a chance to try out local food in New Zealand. You may set aside around 15 to 25 New Zealand dollars per person for each meal, and your tour leader will also recommend some restaurants for you to try out. Some recommendations are definitely, number 1 would be Furt Burger in Queenstown, and number 2 would definitely be the Mount Cook Alpine Salmon if you're in the Mount Cook region. I'm sure some of you will love to be connected during your trip, and you'll be glad to find out that most hotels actually offer free Wi-Fi. However, if you would like to, you can also purchase a local SIM card or rent a Wi-Fi router like this one. On this note, do note that when we're traveling from city to cities, especially in the countryside, the connection will not be as good as it is in the city. Before you contact your loved ones back at home, do be reminded that there is a time difference between New Zealand and Singapore. New Zealand is 4 or 5 hours ahead of Singapore depending on the season. You have come to the end of the video, and you're more than ready to visit my favorite country, New Zealand. I'll see you there. Kia ora!